Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this video I'm going to take a look at the best decks to climb to legend after the Guardian Animals and Total and Pilgrim nerf so in October 2020. There have been some changes already in the meta after the nerfs. Most notably, Druid is no longer a top tier deck. Druid is still a playable deck, but its popularity has waned considerably, and that in turn means that the decks that are strong against Druid are a little bit weaker overall in the meta, and the decks that were weak against Druid are now have more room to grow. So, for example, number 6 in my list of best decks to climb to legend is Face Hunter. I originally thought that Face Hunter would survive better through these nerfs, but Face Hunter lost some of its good targets, and that means that Face Hunter, while it's still a top tier deck, it's still highly capable. It is now a little bit weaker in comparison because some of its good matchups are gone, and then some of its bad matchups like Soul Demon Hunter and Libram Paladin are much more common right now. There's also been small evolution in the Face Hunter list, most notably the use of Lawkeeper Polkelt has become rather commonplace. However, it looks like this Lawkeeper Polkelt list right now holds a very tiny edge compared to non-Polkelt lists. So if you don't have Polkelt, even if you don't have Dragonbane, don't worry, Face Hunter is still an excellent choice. But if you happen to have Polkelt, then there might be a tiny edge to be gained by using Polkelt in your Face Hunter deck. Coming in as number 5 is bWArUArUD. bWArUArUD is still an excellent deck, don't get me wrong. Very stable matchup spread, very capable of beating just anything in this meta really. Has some weaknesses against some of these aggressive hunter decks which are able to really challenge it. And also one of its better matchups, which is the Druid matchup, isn't that common anymore, so bWArUArUD loses a little bit compared to the general meta in that. Practically all bWArUArUD decks right now on the ladder are these Galagrund builds. They don't use any of the invoke cards, just Galagrund for the hero power and Gronk's Dragonhoof for the effect, just so that you can have that Galagrund hero power chipping in damage turn after turn after turn, making this deck even better against control decks. Coming in at number 4 is Pure Paladin. Yes, you're right, Pure Paladin. There is also a Libram Paladin around that uses wild pyromancers and stuff, and actually that's even better than Pure Paladin right now. Paladin is in a great spot. There are two perfectly viable Paladin archetypes. Pure Paladin is the weaker of the two, and it's still very, very good. Both Paladin archetypes enjoy similar matchup spreads, with strong matchups against Druids, Warriors, Demon Hunters, and weaker against Mages and Priests. Libram Paladin overall is a little bit more effective right now, it's a little bit more capable of defending, and it's also very good at attacking. But if you made the investment in Pure Paladin earlier in Scholomance Academy, rest assured your investment is safe. Pure Paladin is still a top tier deck in this expansion. Coming in as number 3 is what is currently the most popular deck on the ladder, which is the Soul Demon Hunter. This sort of control Demon Hunter deck, it is the premium anti-aggro deck in the game right now, strong against hunters, rogues, mages, very, very good at defending itself, gaining some health, and also quite capable of going on the offense as well. The latest addition to the Soul Demon Hunter list is Penflinger. This list, for example, features 2 copies of it. These Penflinger lists seem to have improved the deck a little bit. They give it a little bit more damage, so that these slower matchups where the Soul Demon Hunter traditionally might even run out of damage are now somewhat more within its grasp. Soul Demon Hunter was the main beneficiary of Druid's decline, because Druid was pretty terrible matchup for the deck, and now with Druid being a little bit slower, a little bit weaker, Soul Demon Hunter can do better, but Paladins are still proving to be a challenge for it. And speaking of Paladins, the second best deck to climb to legend right now is the Libram Paladin, or Libram Paladin, or Broom Paladin. It has many names. Anyway, it is a Paladin that is not a pure Paladin deck. It runs stuff like Wild Pyromancer, and crucially stuff like Penflinger and the animated Broomstick. So when you have those buffed up minions, they're able to attack faster with that rush, and Penflinger combined with those Librams of Wisdom just means chipping in damage turn after turn. The nerfs also benefited Libram Paladin because Turtle Mage was a terrible matchup for this deck, but now with Turtle Mage gone, Libram Paladin has more room to breathe. However, the actual number 1 deck to climb to legend right now is maybe a little bit of a surprise. It's Face Hunter with a twist. So Highlander Face Hunter has actually turned out to surpass Face Hunter eventually. It's ironic because Highlander Face Hunter is unfavored in the mirror. In the mirror match the pure Face Hunter is generally better, but Highlander Face Hunter is a little bit better against all of these decks that are very capable of defending, and they can maybe out-heal and outpace Face Hunter so that Face Hunter can't deal enough damage quickly enough to win the game. But with the Highlander version, with Zephyrus the Great and with Dino Tamer Bran, these sorts of problems go away. And with Lawkeeper Paul Kelt tutoring out that Dino Tamer Bran, tutoring out that Dragonbane, means that Highlander Face Hunter has a ton of damage at its disposal very often in the mid-game. Its matchup is pretty similar to Face Hunter, except that its good matchups are generally not as good as Face Hunter's good matchups, and its bad matchups are not nearly as bad as Face Hunter's bad matchups. So a very solid deck that has a chance in practically every game. And that is one reason that turns Highlander Face Hunter into the strongest deck in the game right now. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.